Welcome to Direct to Dumpster. I am James.
My name's Blaise.
If you don't know what Direct to Dumpster is, we find a movie that we literally found in the dumpster and tell you why it belongs in your VCR, DVD player, whatever the fuck you have, or should it just stay in the dumpster? This week, we're talking about Blood Rage, or maybe you are more familiar with the name Slasher, or maybe...
I know what a slasher movie is.
Yeah, there we go.
So I'm familiar with this film.
They just cut straight to the genre, like all right, this is a slasher movie, let's just call it Slasher. Yeah.
Maybe they're the one that coined the genre, though.
Possibly.
We don't know per se,
Yeah.
but I feel like it probably was coined before, and they're like, let's just name it the genre so everyone knows what this is.
And it was going to be pretty early on. It was like before the Friday the 13th movies. But fun fact, this movie was filmed in like 1982, 1983. Didn't come out till 87 though.
Whoa!
And that's why we had so many title changes. Like there's another one called like The Haunting of the like Dark Woods or something like that. Another just weird name for it that's easily forgotten. But this is Blood Rage, and
feels like they left it in the dumpster.
Yeah, they did. I know,
like,
right? Yeah.
Feels like they came up with the concept of this show even too.
Mm-hmm. For a while, also, you can only get on VHS. I don't think it ever had a DVD release, but literally within the past year, now it's available for Blu-ray. You can watch it on Shudder as well through the Joe Briggs show. So yeah, definitely check it out. I feel like because it is available now, but is it worth checking out? We'll let you know, I guess.
I say, speaking on that note, I would say definitely check it out. But if you're going to watch it the way we did, watch it the Bob Briggs version. It's available on Shudder, VRV, Amazon. I mean, Shudder, you can even get it on Amazon. I would say Shudder is probably like my favorite streaming service because they take essentially like a streaming service. I think that's the way that it's gonna become, where they're more boutique. It's like you pick your genre or whatever, and then they're more personal and like tailored for you. Yeah. And I think Shudder is definitely doing that the best. They have a new original thing every single week. Yeah. And this Bob Briggs, like his drive-in kind of like cinema.
Yeah. I wasn't familiar with it, but yeah, he just throws out a lot of fun facts. He's likable. Like, I'm not really into like, Texas accents and stuff, but it's actually like a really like fulfilling show to watch.
It's like watching a movie with the IMDb there for you, and it instead of a commercial break like how you'd watch a movie on TV, it's like you get breaks with him explaining. Like even if we're not paying attention to the movie, he'll sum up what happened in the last 10 minutes where you're like, oh, perfect. Yeah. So it's like, it honestly is like, I wouldn't say it's like the most ideal way to watch a movie. That's like something you really like. I wouldn't watch like Inception like this or something, like I would, but maybe I would in like 10 years, like, I don't know. It just felt like his way to watch it is it makes a lot of these bad movies a lot of fun, especially in this case, Blood Rage, which isn't like we were talking about. It's not the best movie, but it's better than a lot of those straight to VHS movies that were literally at the bottom of the dumpster, where Blood Rage was kind of like working its way up to the top when we were looking through this. And we haven't really got into it before. Is like there is a dumpster that's full VHS tapes close by that we know about, and this is literally on the top of them.
Yes, yeah, and it was a good one to find. I feel like one thing like this movie has going for it is the soundtrack and also just its ridiculous plot. The plot is about two twin brothers. We got Todd and Terry. They're both little kids at the beginning of the film, and they're asleep, and they wake up and their mom's making out with a high school kid, and then they're like, hey, mom's at it again. There's like a lot of weird lines like that. We're just like, wait, what? Like character development at its finest right here with just that one sentence, and they leave. And for whatever reason, they go murder another couple like about to have sex in a car. Well, not one of them. It is Terry who commits the murder, and he's got blood splatter. He's got blood rage all over him and everything. Blood rage. But Terry goes super quiet. He gets catatonic and just Terry commits the murder and Todd goes catatonic. And Terry just wipes his hand on Todd's face and then gives him the knife. And he's like, why, Mom! Mom, look what Todd did. And Todd takes the blame.
Yeah.
And
it's the intro of this movie is honestly really fun, but I would say it's like so heavily like inspired and influenced by Halloween.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That like it's kind of funny in that sense. Like it's like, oh, this is literally just the intro to Halloween.
Yeah.
just a little bit less artistic, with the shots of the mask and so on.
After that, though, we go like 20 years later, and then the plot develops with Todd wanting to get out. It's Thanksgiving, and Terry's living a happy life when he's secretly a murderer. And he already is a creepy and he's a creeper in those opening scenes. Like he's super popular for whatever reason. I'm just like, why does people like this guy?
He just keeps doing that like every 5 seconds. You're like, oh.
Hey, you want a hit?
Sure. Thanks.
You know what else Dr. Berman told me?
What?
She told me that Todd never killed anybody.
What's going on here?
And we also got an interesting director's choice. Maybe the editor convinced the director to do it, but we have a weird voiceover summary by the psychiatrist at the beginning where it's like, wait, where's that voice coming from? What's happening?
Important for us to meet today because, as you know, I've been working with Todd the last few months.
Dr. Berman's patient consultation notes, November 22nd, 1984. Saw Maddie Simmons, Todd's mother, for the...
That has to do with, I feel like the audio recorder wasn't on or something when they shot the scene. Something went wrong, and I would have to say, I think that is the reason why this film took an extra 4 years to come out, right? Like it's 4 or 5 years extra to come out. I think that scene was a mess, and they're like, we can't get reshoots because we're not friends with any of these people that we shot the film with anymore, or something like that. Like, how do we do this? So they're literally with their backs up against the wall for like 4 years, trying to figure out narratively, how are we gonna get from point A to point B? How is Todd getting out of this psychiatric ward while us still learning as the audience, how he's feeling? But I don't feel like I learned anything from that scene. It had a very Simba the Lion King flashback to last week, but it had a very Simba the Lion King moment where I'm
King
just
Lion,
like,
how dare
or the
you.
King Lion, sorry, where I'm just like, what is going on? I like, you could see people talking, but then there's like a voiceover. It's just too much where your brain like can't handle it, because
you also hear the talking too, though, which is even more bizarre. But it's it like makes sense that there was an audio problem.
I don't know, man. It's honestly like annoying,
and it's just for that scene. Also, it doesn't happen again in the movie.
It's just a horrible, like you said, a horrible artistic choice that doesn't help the audience understand even what's going on the screen. And I would say like that is one of the only things I really dislike about this movie.
So one thing that a lot of people don't realize, though, is there's not really a whole lot of Thanksgiving movies.
Be careful with that. That isn't cranberry sauce, Artie. That is not cranberry sauce.
I mean, of course, you think of planes, trains, and automobiles, but this should be a Thanksgiving classic because it's got some catchy one-liners and it takes place on Thanksgiving Day.
I haven't seen it, but I know there's Thanksgiving.
Right, yeah. I remember hearing the name, and I've seen the poster, of course, too. Yeah.
But it's not something that's really drawing me to watch it. I don't really even think Thanksgiving is that deserving of like a horror movie. Just doesn't make sense there.
It's too thankful and wholesome of a day. Well, now compared to what it was originally created for, but
that's true. It wasn't wholesome back in the day. It's kind of a horror movie when it started. In a way.
So for whatever reason, though, it's like, I guess it's just because the anniversary of the original night that Todd just decides he wants to break out and tell his brother like, yo, you should be in the hospital, not me. And Terry loses it because his mom announces that she's engaged. That mom is just on another level too in this movie.
That's something I did want to talk about when talking about this film, was like, I can't handle her voice. Like, it just sounds like she either smoked like 40 cigarettes or did something else.
And I think she's literally drinking on set too. Like, she drinks throughout the movie. I'm like, I think this is method acting right here.
I mean, she's a good actress and everything. I just can't handle that voice. Kind of like nails on a chalkboard for me. It's very like horse. And like, it's just the whole movie. She's like crying and like she's doing a good job for the part, but it's just too much. I don't know.
And I feel uncomfortable talking about this. Like, women, dress however you want, but it was like, I was just like, wow, this is a interesting amount of cleavage that the director or wardrobe artist like chose and stuff. Like,
It's not good.
As long as you're comfortable, though. But I was a little weirded out, though. I was like, this is a director's choice for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, getting to the story, like Todd and Terry's trying to like basically kill all his friends, and Todd's just trying to find him so he could like, tell him, hey man, why'd you do that to me?
Yeah.
But it's definitely something to watch. But at the same time, like Terry just keeps wandering around going,
Yeah.
and then like, oh, this doesn't taste like cranberry sauce.
That's not cranberry sauce.
Or that's not cranberry sauce, which is a funny like line, but he just takes it over the top a little bit too much and just constantly saying it like, okay, dude, you're not funny. He's annoying. But the biggest question I have to ask is, are they on the same screen the whole time? I wasn't paying attention enough.
They never were. There was a shot at the end where they're both in there, but it's the same actor though playing both characters.
Is it?
Yeah, they're not twin brothers. That's an actor playing two. Yeah,
that's what I mainly was curious the whole movie. I'm like, is it just like
they did a good job actually making him look different as Todd? Because Terry is definitely a character with his like crazy like comb back hair and like he's trying to look all sleek, and then Todd just looks like, I got a polo and I'm fucking crazy, but like I'm not the crazy one though.
Was it so? It's kind of like a reverse Full House Michelle situation we have going on here.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like one guy playing two parts instead of two people playing one part.
It's definitely the original inspiration for Lindsay Lohan playing two twins. Well, not two twins, but playing twins.
Wait, how is Lindsay Lohan's twin doing?
Right. I ask this every day.
I just remember like watching Disney Channel back in the day when the film Parent Trap was coming out, and they were like explaining how like crazy the process was of having them both on the screen. Yeah. It's really not that crazy. All you do is just morph the frames and cut it in half.
I think that was the first time as a kid I was flabbergasted. I was like, wait, what? That's the same girl? Yeah.
I don't know. I never saw the film, but
you never did?
No.
I saw it like twice in theaters.
I dodged that bullet.
Yeah. Wish I got to see Blood Rage in I mean, it's definitely meant to be seen in a drive-in theater, judging from the opening scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I definitely recommend this movie for like a lot goes down. Like, the brothers, of course, they have a showdown and everything, but I don't want to spoil it. But the kills are actually really cool. The like for an 80s like slasher horror film, like, compared to like the original Friday the 13th, it's just a couple knife kills. But this one, you're like, oh shit, like what the hell?
The effects are actually pretty good. Yeah. So I would say like I enjoyed watching the effects, and like they were inventive, and like you said, the kills, I think they stack up. I think they don't belong in the dumpster as much as there are some other films who will find deep in that dumpster that aren't going to stack up to that.
And I wouldn't say, like, I keep talking about the soundtrack. I wouldn't say the soundtrack. I'd say just the one song that they repeatedly play throughout is like a catchy tune, essentially. Like the main theme song of the movie.
Yeah. And surprisingly, there's not really that great of like a score, but they have that one like synth song that comes in and out. But I feel like if they had a synth score that could really elevate this film, if somebody like rescored it, you can kind of bring out, a lot of the more creepy elements.
Yeah. So yeah, overall, I'd just say, if it ever comes to a midnight screening, you definitely check it out. But there are other ways to watch it. We were lucky to find the VHS in the dumpster, but we also wanted to watch the Shudder version though. But yeah, there's ways to watch it now. It was a hard movie to come across, but we're definitely trying to revitalize it for you guys. And I say this is one that definitely, add to your collection, I'd say.
Yeah, I definitely check it out. I think it captures everything that like slasher movies do, and it's actually pretty funny. And it's very entertaining. It's not like some other stuff we watched so far that are like, this isn't entertaining even. They failed at that. Yeah. This one actually is. It's not a great movie by any means, but it's like entertaining. So that's all you got to ask for sometimes when you watch a movie, especially nowadays, because that's all people really want is an entertaining movie.
Yeah, but not this is good entertainment movie. At its like proper like level of entertainment.
Yeah, it's very similar. I would say. So anyways, guys, check that out. That's going to be it for Direct to Dumpster this week. Tune in next week to see what we're digging out of that dumpster.